Let us see real quick if this stream is running. That's kind of important. um, yeah. There we go. Alrighty. I'm gonna set this right here. Okay. So I solved this, wick down, and then we had another retest. So when I saw it wicking down right here, having a little bit of a round shape, it already had a decent pump here in PopCat. And if we also zoom out here, we're starting to make, you know, we're hitting these levels. So there's a chance we drop down a little more again before we pump up higher. And if that is the case, I sold a little bit and I'll come back in again. Like I've been doing each and every single time. So, yeah. This is small gains, big interest. uh, if I had more capital, more availability to risk more assets, then I'd have more gains, but I don't yet. So that's what it is. $13 in profit. So unrealized. I think there's like $10. Let me see here. Yeah, $15 realized, 13. So it's like a $30 trade so far. Again, this account was $100. It's about tripled now. So, well, yeah. So, tripled my account nearly, and it's been like a couple weeks since I've first done that. So, yeah. I think this is when I started putting in that 100. So, it's been a month. Been a month and I tripled my account. That's not too bad. That is not too bad. But this Popcat here is probably going to take off. Whoa, it was just 300, under 300. Now it's 400 mil? What? $400 million market cap? Okay, trend line continues. But the momentum and the upside is slightly slowing down here in the 1 minute. There's getting more sellers. Could be market makers trying to feed off some longs, get some shorts to enter. Could be something like that, but you never know. I'm already in a good position, so I'm gonna hold this 300, and I have like I buy a little extra than I want for my normal position, so that I can sell it if it does pump a little more, and I don't feel shitty selling it. But on my last stream, I made this here before ETH decided to move. So let's see. So it was like this area. it wasn't even entered. It was right here. So this is like where the last stream was. This was like the target zone where I would have really entered. Um, but also this area is where I was expecting a breakout. So this arrow, coincidentally, it's like pointed directly in the direction of where it broke out, which is weird. I didn't move any of this around. This is in the same exact spot. Go to my last stream. But the references that I made seem to work in the sense because it stayed within like the uptrend of the radius. You zoom out more, I guess. I don't know. The way I did it was kind of weird. It's kind of just this. Yeah, breaks out more and more. I said it was gonna go towards 4,000 if it did break out, and it's done it. So I do see 4,000 coming. I can't explain my brain and why this pattern recognition works for me, but this is what I see. So and that's what happened. Uh, Something happened. I mean, I kind of predicted almost every kind of thing that could happen. So I mean, I can't. I didn't really predict anything, but I did at the same time. The reference went through, so now I think it goes to 4,000. And 4,000 is gonna be a big psychological level. um, yeah. What is Bitcoin doing right now? I'm guessing consolidation. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. Can't really see much here. Is this 8 hours? No way. I wonder if Bitcoin does start to break up past 120. Probably starts heading towards new highs again. Wonder if ETH is gonna start to dump some. I wonder. The reason this is in there is because I built this on the higher time frame. What was in the I don't remember what I built this shit on, what time frame it was. Might have been the 1 hour. This looks like it might have been here. Steady. Steady climb. Yeah, we're gonna see 4,000 probably by uh within the next like a 4 hour candle. Yeah, by tomorrow morning for sure. Probably see 4,100 tomorrow. Like actually. What is all time high on ETH? 4,800. I wonder if we're gonna get any sort of pullback. We should, right? Are the market makers gonna push us to have a pullback? It's been so suppressed, and everybody's been waiting so long to put their money into ETH. I don't know what's gonna happen necessarily. This market's been just take money as you go up, basically. Take money as you go up, buy the dips. So let's look at our positions. I don't know why it's taking forever to load right now. There we go. Okay. So I haven't taken really any new trades or anything. I mainly just sold a little bit of that Popcat, but I bought that like yesterday. So it's a quick flip. Okay. Trump. I think I wanted Trump to stay in this upper half of this region for the breakout to about the $14. I'm pretty sure that's what I was thinking. Hold Also, we had these, was doing these momentum type angles based on the trend lines of the higher low. You know, we get a higher low, higher lows. When's the next bigger higher low type of vertex popping through kind of situation? And that's how I base my trend lines here. And then took the momentum when it has high momentum trend line and took the angular distance with fine levels and assumed the distance by length. And yeah, this is where I think we're gonna be here around this region. So like right here. And July, 5 more days. Probably 5 more days. Maybe we get about a 50%. There's a chance. There's a chance. Here on Trump, 50% in 5 days. Just 10% a day. I mean, that's you can do that. Come on, or you can just do like something like this. 30%, and then go back up. Yeah, Trump looks pretty good in my opinion. $47 million market cap. Interesting, interesting. This could move. I don't know much about the fundamentals on this. I do know from other few traders that this is decent. So, yeah, and the trend, the way that the chart looks, you know, right here it looks terrible. It's just downward, but not really, honestly. If we look here, the monthly basis, we get these pumps. These pumps come, they come, they come. We haven't had anything in a while. It's about time we're in this region, right? Before we get that, or before we get this. That's how I look at charts. We're in preparation to go to like 2x, easy 2x, easy. You know, this is probably gonna go even higher. I'm just very scarce with my trades, I guess. When it comes to riskier coins, I will take profits. This is gonna probably break out here from out of this range. I think it's gonna break out. I don't think it's gonna go out back down below this range. I don't think it's gonna go lower than 5 cents, 5.8 cents, 5.8, 5.8. just based on this trend consistency up. I don't like this is parabolic in a way, so it crashed back down. Parabolic obviously crashed back down, even go sunk even lower. Right here, it's boom, Saturday. Stepping up. Mm, break out after we break out of here, or it'd be like right here. You'd be like, or this could be the breakout. Just climbs all the way up. This is where I will be taking profits more than likely. Something like that. 9.6. I'm not gonna set a limit, so I like to execute my own trades. I don't like to set limits, stop losses, unless very high risk. Like if you look at my margin and stuff, I'm doing like that's $75. That's like 40. 20, 100, like 125 or so. $1, 20 bucks, 40, 20. But my account, my current amount of like if I sold everything, I'd have $281 right now. Basically, I don't risk that much. I spread my margin out, and like how much was everything here? Maybe $500. So maybe a 2x, if even that, with leverage is how much I'm doing it. But they're all like 20x, 20. The reason I do the higher leverages is to allow myself to have more available margin. So if I do want to trade, I can take trades. And I can spread my risk out across many different coins, allowing more, taking on more risk, but you're also learning more and getting more exposure to different things. So you're going to be able to understand patterns better. You're learning more. I find it better to experiment, especially if you're new to the market. I've been trading crypto maybe 2 years now, 3 years, but I have also been watching crypto for a lot longer since I was like a kid. So, thing is, you can do better by probably just starting off on your own experimenting rather than taking other people's advice directly from like buying this coin, take this coin, shove it down your throat. Maybe it's good to start because you don't know how to start. Like I would probably start by listening to somebody else taking maybe buying Popcat or buying a little bit of Ethereum, Solana. Mainly, I would be buying Solana right now, but like you get the advice from somebody first, and then you make the initial decision to buy crypto. And then after you get exposure because of someone else's first initial incision into your mind, you decide to make your own trades on crypto, end up losing money. Usually, most people are going to lose money, especially first off. I did. Most people lose money right away. So, thing is, you learn and you get better, and the people who lose the most are the ones who lose it all and then just quit instead of learning, So, that's why I take littler risk at first. I'm spreading my risk, getting more exposure with a little bit. I started with $100. It's at $300, you know. But I'm also getting exposure to these charts, seeing the patterns for myself, making my own choices, understanding what volume is, how the market cap is, how stuff can probably pump based on a sentiment around it, how some of these coins actually operate in the ecosystem, and how everything is combined, like the whole fucking market is complicated when you first start. Like, understanding what a DEX is, understanding what's actually risky in crypto and what's less risky. There's so much to crypto, and people always say that are like new to it. Oh, hey, crypto is, you know, a scam. Crypto's a scam. All crypto's rug pulls, and crypto has no utility purpose, and crypto is, this and that. They're always hating on it, which is a good sign for the potential of crypto because you got so many haters right now. You're gonna have more people with ability to adopt, ability for people to change their brains and understand that crypto ain't going anywhere. Crypto will be here for as long as we have electrical communication, as long as we have satellites and fiber optic, as long as we have the ability to communicate through signal that is not a signal on a telegram. You're you're not fucking doing Morse code. Imagine having to do Morse code with all the seed phrases and shit. Imagine Morse code in today's world would be insane. That's why it's crazy that we're even here where we are. Binary and all the other things that started the digital revolution to get to where we are. And people first need to understand what money is to understand crypto, and you need to understand the stock market before you can understand crypto, basically. You can understand crypto without understanding the stock market, but you also need to understand what other markets there are first before you get into crypto, so you can see the potential and the risk. Because when you're first getting into crypto, you see all these big gains, these big potentials. You don't realize also the big pullbacks, and you don't realize you can short positions too. A lot of people don't realize you can short positions to make money. When I was like younger, I didn't know you could do that. I thought about it. I was like, well, is there a way you can go the other way? And yeah, there is. Definitely is. So I just think people don't understand what they don't know. It's ignorance. People are very ignorant nowadays. Very inconsiderate, very ignorant, and unaware. They're unmindful. They can't even look at anyone else's opinion with consideration. So people are very one-sided, and it's not going to allow them to adopt to crypto when everyone else that is open-minded and understanding is. So the people that are going to be rich are the ones that are aware, constantly changing to the environment to make better choices for them and their families and for the future. I mean, I don't see fiat existing much longer, The United States dollar is going to be crashing. Inflation's constantly money printing. Well, how good is that for the environment? How good is producing physical quantities of cash that has no real value when it comes to intrinsic? You know, I can't use my dollar bill to build a house. I can't use my dollar bill to eat. I can only use it to go exchange it for that thing. And that's what Bitcoin allows also. But fiat is so inundated by, and then people say securities, securities. Oh, fiat is backed by the banks. The banks are secure. Banks are not secure. You can think whatever you want. Anything can be destroyed and dismantled. Anything. Bitcoin is one of the most stable and secure things in existence. Even if Satoshi decided to sell all his Bitcoin, it would be still as valuable as it is. It would eventually go right back up. It would fly back up. Crypto would still fly back up. It's adoption, unless the government decides to push it into the ground. And the only way they could do that is if they bought all of it and then held it and didn't sell it. And even then, the people would be fighting over smaller and smaller amounts of Bitcoin. You know, if like the government owned like let's say 90%, if governments in the world own like 90% of Bitcoin, only the population own like 10%. If we consider that type of thing, then the government doesn't sell it, they just hold it. They could have control basically of the supply. You know, like they want to regain control. Government wants to regain control, so that is probably one of their ambitions. Honestly, is to. But now they can't really do it. They can't really buy it up. I mean, I guess they could, but if they did, it's such a complicated thing. Such a complicated thing. You can't predict really what is going to happen in the future right now. And it's very hard to predict because the government could be trying to obtain as much Bitcoin as they want so that they can have more control over the value of it. But even then, if they did try to maintain, the way they would maintain control is by, because there's such a smaller amount, there people would be fighting over a smaller amount, so the price would constantly, it would just be increasing, increasing. Then the government could just sell it off, you know, and then dump it whenever, and then now the population has more, and it pumps up though, but, you know, it's very complicated, especially with where we're at, how much has been adopted so far compared to how much it could be adopted. Bitcoin has a lot of potential, people. A lot of potential. And the more that people hate on it, the more that I like it. Because it shows ignorance. It's hard for people to explain why Bitcoin is necessarily bad. It's hard to, especially now. It's easy for people to diss on Bitcoin when it was like $1 to $1,000. Even that, like, yeah, it's just some like gambling current, like, or whatever you want. You know, it's a gambling ecosystem, but it's also a utility ecosystem being adopted. It's becoming utility slowly as people become more and more they use it more and more. Bitcoin can become the new type of standard over the United States dollar. And I hope that happens. S&P would be down a lot. Inflation would be out of control. Out of control. If everybody's just buying Bitcoin, putting their money constantly in Bitcoin, the value of Bitcoin's constantly rising. Yeah, Bitcoin is a big hedge against the dollar. If you want to bet against the dollar, buy Bitcoin, buy crypto. It's all you need to do. All you need to do. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for the stream. We're getting a little bit of a pullback right now. Yeah, overall my positions. Let's see here. Let's see if I sold my Popcat also at a decent time earlier. Wow. That was a decent dump. Still gonna continue, I bet. Should sell more. It's only fucking $4. I ain't taking that profit. I ain't taking that profit. It ain't worth it. Yeah, I did sell it right time. Come on, Popcat. Oh, yeah, look at that. See? Market makers faking you out. I could tell there was going to be some selling momentum. Yep. Yep. Okay, so I am happy I sold that little bit. Oh, my portfolio is going down now. That is interesting. Must be ETH dumping. I might have to buy some more Popcat here in a minute. Under 40. Under 40 cents is where I like to buy. And above 40 is where I like to sell. Simple as that. Are we gonna continue this trend? What is that? This is so weird. It's loading. So weird. Just Bet Unix doesn't take this long usually. Nah, this ain't the dump. This ain't the dump. This ain't it. This is gonna continue. This is continuing. Might come down a little bit. But it's gonna continue. Area of determination. Watch this area of determination become the actual area of determination. Oh man. That's gonna be funny. Target zone. We're good re-entry. What? We're good target zone for re-entry for short. Look, like up here. I gotta. Right now, good time. Enter for short. No. I would not be entering a short, and I would not be entering a long. Right now is a waiting time. If you're in a position, maybe then you can decide to exit, but or hedge with a short or a long. But other than that, I wouldn't really be taking many trades at this very second. Very second. Unless I guess you wanted to risk a short, maybe. Set a really tight stop loss. Like up to the top of the trend at least. At least. Okay. Alright, someone's mowing outside. It's just doing the same stuff it's been doing. I see ETH hitting 4,000 by tomorrow morning. I just, that's what I see. That's what I see on this chart. I mean, this could pull back down, and then I won't see that. So right now I see that. Right now. But don't call me out. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't take my advice if you see this, and expect me to pay you out in a lawsuit. I am not capable of that, so I am not a financial advisor. Do not take any of my advice, honestly. Probably shouldn't, because I'm kind of a new trader, a couple years. So yeah, just look at my advice as a information, that you could take in and see either as a bad trader or a good trader. Take what you will out of me. See what was good, what was bad. Make your own choices. Become a better trader yourself. And yeah, let's grow together as a community and improve our skills overall while gaining capital. Let's make the world a better place while also making more money. Alright, y'all. I will see y'all in the next one. I might be uploading a video here soon, so about my college experience.